Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and it's a weekly reading for the week of September 2nd to the 8th. So your cards this week, Cancer, you have an Oracle card, Priestess. Past position here, we have the Ten of Wands clarified with the Ace of Wands. Present, we have Strength and High Priestess, and we have the Magician and the Seven of Swords in the future position. So yeah, look, I just get this really strong sense that you guys are totally rising up as the Phoenix. But it's a feeling of if you've been feeling out of power or you've had others controlling you in the past, there has been a big turning point in that where you are just not willing to accept that at all, and you're stepping into, a leadership position, but from a very sort of intuitive, in control, strong, having all of the tools kind of position. That's what I'm really getting here. You're really stepping up. When the Priestess Oracle card came out, which we'll read out at the end, I was like, oh yep, that's totally channeling the High Priestess, and there she goes in the spread. So let's go to the past and look at this perfect sliding door here, perfect bookend. So in the past, we have a situation here that's potentially been, just a burden, a weight on your shoulder, clouding your vision, being downtrodden. I'm still strongly feeling that, that feeling of you being controlled by others rather than controlling your own reality. The Ten of Wands is about, through carrying that weight, through having that weight on your shoulders, you haven't been able to see the way forward. You haven't been able to see the possibilities. You haven't been able to see your potential. It's just really been about putting one foot in front of the other and getting through each day and sort of wondering, is this, I think a lot of you probably were wondering, is this really all there is to my situation, to life? There's got to be more to it. The Ten of Wands really is that kind of feeling weighed down, overburdened feeling. Now, as a 10, of course, this isn't that's energy ready to end. It may have already ended for you. You might be in the position of that happening currently. But what better card to follow on from the Ten of Wands than the Ace of Wands? So, here we have that total refresh and renewal. It's almost like, you've been allowed to put down 9 of these wands and you've just been left with what the best one, the wand of inspiration, the wand of passion, handed to you by the divine. So it's being totally stripped back to a total new beginning. So yeah, the aces normally do sort of represent that new beginning energy, and there is that element of it coming in on the hand of the divine here. So, this is kind of the universe giving you a break and saying, you know what, this phase is ready to end. It's totally time for you to move on in a new direction. With that situation being a general reading, it's difficult to tell, but I do feel it's a situation that you feel like you've been out of power and you've been controlled by another. It could be a codependent or controlling partner relationship situation. It could be at work where you have a boss that's a micromanager who hasn't let you shine. It could be in a team situation, or even a friendship group with other controlling or dominant personalities where you feel like you have not, really been able to shine, say your bit, and that's left you feeling over time out of power. That's strongly what I'm feeling here. But Ace of Wands says that, that chapter, that phase is over, and it's over because you are changing, and you are changing because you've had this experience for long enough that you've learned whatever, let's say you've learned whatever karmic lesson that you probably needed to learn through experiencing what it's like to be the person lacking power or to be in that situation. But now it's completely the opposite. The tables are turning because you've learned that, you've completed it. So Ace of Wands, wands are about power. They are about being able to wield your power, to create, to be passionate, to be inspired, even to be spiritual. So it really is quite a big shift from that. So yeah, beautiful. And just with the sprouting wand here, it talks about you receiving real growth through going through and completing that situation. I do feel it was probably some kind of life lesson for you to to experience that out of power feeling. Present situation, some of you may be here or moving into this already. Here's the shift. Here is you coming into your seat of power. Yeah, I love this. So, the Strength card. No doubt you had to have strength as you were going through this situation. But in the position of your future at the moment with the Strength card, this is you. You've probably been going through a process of, taming any of those inner demons that related to the situation, maybe overcoming those insecurities, coming back into a place of self-empowerment, feeling worthy, that type of thing. It really says that through coming into your power and realizing your power, then, the possibilities and opportunities are infinite, are unlimited. You're realizing you're realizing your infinite potential through realizing your inner strength, basically. And we're going to see that again clarified here with the Magician. It's just absolutely through realizing your own inner strength, which you had all along, but you're just rising into it now. That's when you can see that you have unlimited opportunities and potential at your feet. High Priestess, she really is literally somebody who has been to hell and back, because the High Priestess sits in that place between the underworld and the physical realm. She has spent, I think they said, 6 months in hell, and then came out of that mode into the tangible realm. So she understands what it's like to be on both sides of the coin. She understands what it's like when life is really, really tough. But, through doing that, she has the wisdom to move forward. She has the wisdom and the instinctual intellect here with the moon here to know which way is the best way for her to rise up out of this situation. So the High Priestess also, she can be a revealer of truths. So if there's anything in the situation that, obviously your vision was clouded for a period of time because you stayed in this situation. We can clearly see there was no future vision. I also feel like as part of you, alongside stepping into your power, that you might actually see situations quite clearly for what they are. Sometimes while you're in it, you can't see with clarity. But as soon as the situation ends and you look back, that's when you can join the dots. And quite often that's when you sort of see something for exactly what it is. And you're like, oh, I can't believe I stayed in that for that long. But at the time, you're blinded to it. And often you feel quite chained to a situation as well. So I really feel like this week, you're really moving into your strength. You're realizing your unlimited potential, and, you're not going to stand for any of this kind of energy again. And you're seeing things for exactly what they are. So I love that. Now coming into towards the end of the week, let's focus on the Magician first. And look at this, together, side by side, Strength and the Magician. Unlimited, strength, realizing your unlimited strength, makes you totally tune into the fact that you have limitless possibilities and opportunities at hand, and that you are the creator of your own world here, and you co-create with the universe as well. So, the Magician is all about knowing that you can basically manifest whatever you want just through your intention alone. Of course, sometimes it takes a little bit of a measure of inspired action, but we have the Ace of Wands here that will support you in that. The Magician is a realization that you have everything within you that you need to move forward in the future that you've chosen for yourself. You can see the representation of the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the wand here. So the Magician has all of the wisdom of the suits of the tarot deck on his table that he can call in. And, the similarity with the Magician and the High Priestess is that the Magician, points to both, spirit or the heaven and, earth, ether, and underworld. So he too is in the position between those two worlds, and with that wisdom and knowledge, there's kind of like an alchemical point that is perfect for creation. And there's real promise of abundance of the creations there, as we can see with all the foliage. So yeah, you're really, really stepping into a strong position of, let's say, magical leadership, where you really have the ability to create your next chapter. You've also got these, it's almost like here, you were out of power. You were carrying all these wands. You had so many wands, but you just couldn't use them because there was too many. You were weighed down, you were overburdened. So the universe is allowing you to strip it back. It's offering you one very, very powerful wand. And through, realizing your own strength, tuning in, having the realizations, being able to see clearly, then you're able to use that wand to create magic. So you can kind of see the story here unfolding of being given that wand and now being able to use it in a really powerful way. Now this one was a little bit of a surprise down here, the Seven of Swords. So I clarified it and I got the Four of Wands and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, it kind of has that element of something slightly underhanded going on potentially in the home realm. Three of Pentacles in its upright position is about, teamwork, collaborating, building something together. So in its reverse, it could be not moving forward in that way. Somebody, not doing their part in the home. So that's what you could be dealing with. It also has the element, I have to say it, of third party energy. And the Four of Wands obviously can indicate home realm or relationship, marriage, celebration, and that kind of thing. So it's possible that something at home isn't going so well, or that there is an undercurrent of something going on, maybe even some deception. It could be linked to the situation that you've been dealing with in the past and why you're feeling so burdened and why you were feeling so out of power. Maybe you were feeling out of power because you knew that there was, you had that feeling or intuition that something wasn't quite right, or potentially that there was something going on, but you couldn't see it at the time because you were sort of being, ghosted or clouded, or that kind of gaslighted is what I'm hearing actually. Gaslighted. You're sort of getting thrown off the trail a little bit. So I think that with this change that's going on here, and you're stepping into your power, getting that strength and seeing clearly, it's possible that a situation could be unraveling here. It doesn't have to necessarily be in a relationship situation. It can still relate to the workplace, because obviously that has a big impact on your home realm. It's how you make your money, it's how you create your home. So there could be some element of deception, some element of somebody that hasn't been telling the truth, somebody that's maybe been undermining you, maybe even gossiping behind your back or running you down, that type of thing. So just watch out for that energy. But I really feel that this is the week that it is going to be exposed if there was something going on. And you know that you're the party in the right. You're the one that's going to that's moving into your strength, into your power, and you're the one that's going to be able to create some strong new beginning for yourself. So I really think it's nothing to worry about there. So let's look at your oracle card here, Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Well, I think it's really obvious that you're being called to step up and lead from a place of inspired power, but let's read it out here. The Priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing a story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually in this thing called life together. Yeah, so, it's really about stepping up and leading, taking control of this situation from an inspired place. You'll have the wisdom, you'll have the knowledge, you'll have the strength, and you're going to be seeing things clearly, and you're going to be releasing burdens and moving into a strong new beginning here. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope the reading resonated for some of you. Keep in mind it is a general reading, so it won't necessarily resonate for everyone, but yeah, please let me know in the comments how this unfolds for you and what the situation was about if you'd like to share, because it's always interesting to hear how these messages are actually playing out in your life. And yeah, I'll be back here next week for another reading with your Cancer.